So I'm back at it again. I got a thing in my head. It's living rent free, and I want to get it out of my head. I wanted to build out threaded comment discussions. Here's a small, minimal viable product on my screen here. Just a simple, comment, reply, third again, four, five, because I was testing this. Foo reply to five again. This renders well. The CSS it looks like crap right now, but I support light and dark mode, so I can figure that out later. It's not a problem. That's how it looks. How it works is more important. And I was thinking about this, and it's like so many influencers online don't know how to code. Like, they just don't know how to code. There are so many people on YouTube who claim to be tech influencers, and they absolutely have no idea what they're doing when it comes to code because they've never written a line of it in their life. Or they took a class once, got a vague idea of how some of it might possibly work, and then decided to use their sales and marketing background to make people think that they actually knew what the hell they were doing when that was not the case. This is a minimal viable product. It looks like crap right now. It does not do everything I want it to do. I have a backlog of tasks that I'm working on, and I'm working from a design that I've already figured out in advance. This is the scary part for a lot of people. It's when things don't look perfect. It's when things are half done. It's when it starts to actually work, but it's not quite there yet. And so, from my perspective, one of the most important things that you can do is just keep going. If you are a technology person and you are not writing code, this is another reply to reply third. Okay. And so, the thing is like, from my perspective, does this work? Yes, it perfectly worked exactly the way I wanted it to. So here's the deal. If you are looking at technology influencers that don't know how to code and they haven't written a day of code in their life, but they're talking about things and they're not showing you their IDE, stop watching them because they're not worth your time. They're not going to tell you the things that you need to know because they don't have the experience that you need to learn from. Now, am I sitting here saying that I know everything? No, I don't know everything. I've only been doing this for 25 years professionally, 35 years total in my life. So I don't know everything. I'm just getting started. And if that statement confuses you or surprises you, then you have the wrong mindset. You should be open at all times to learning. You should be open at all times to constructive feedback. That does not mean that you should be okay with people trolling you or giving you feedback just to mess with your head. However, it does mean that when you look at people to learn from, they should have the experience and they should look like they know what they're doing. I get the fact that if I, can use fancy lighting and things, it lets me look better because I get the stuff in the background and so forth. And right now I could say, Alexa, turn on the lights, and nothing will happen because I've got them turned off at the source. But the fact is, I like it the way I do have it right now because I have my green screen set up and I have everything set up with a backlight up here. It's actually a daylight against the wall, and it allows me to simply go, "Oh, I've got just enough light to look like I am not in the dark," because everything else is going to mess it up. From my perspective, I know I don't have the most fancy looking setup. I've got a giant radio microphone boom from when I was doing vocals, because this is also a recording studio. And I've got a few other things that maybe people don't have. But mostly what I have is the stuff on my screen and the fact that I actually know what I'm doing. I hope you understand that when you watch my videos. And if there's a problem or if there's a mistake in my videos, tell me just so I can, learn. Or maybe I just forgot, who knows? I'm human, right? So I'm going to make mistakes just like everybody else. But what I really don't like is the sheer amount of so called influencers that have never written a code in their life. They don't know what it's like to be stuck on a problem for hours or even days or even weeks and then figure it out. They don't know what it's like to dive into a problem that they don't have any information about and go, okay, I'm going from 0 to 1 on this. I'm a software development engineer. What can I study in my spare time, my so-called spare time, to learn more about this? Oh, I know. I'll get a book on the topic written by the experts in the field. I'll read that and then I'll redesign my thing and I'll get back to code. Like these are the things that developers do. You're not just trying to get it to work. You're also doing the design in advance. And if you're not doing that, change your process. But if you're listening to technology influencers that don't know how to code, then they're not really legitimate technology influencers. Make sure people actually know how to code.